British actors have long captivated audiences with their talent, charm, and unforgettable performances. Yet, behind the glamour, some faced immense personal struggles. For example, Oliver Reed, known for his incredible roles in Gladiator and Oliver, was as famous for his off-screen drinking as for his acting. His story, like many others, shows how addiction can overshadow even the brightest stars. While their legacies remain, their battles with alcohol remind us of the pressures that come with fame. These stories can serve as both cautionary tales and hopeful examples of recovery. Which of these stars' journeys resonates with you the most? Oliver Reed was one of Britain's most charismatic actors, known for his commanding performances in films such as Gladiator, Oliver, and The Devils. His rugged good looks and larger-than-life screen presence made him a favorite among fans and critics alike. Off-screen, Reed was equally notorious for his wild lifestyle and love of alcohol. Stories of his outrageous behavior at pubs, parties, and film sets became legendary, often overshadowing his acting achievements. His excessive drinking led to multiple publicized incidents, including drunken interviews and fights. One of his most infamous moments occurred when he drank over 30 pints of beer during a single outing, demonstrating the extremes of his lifestyle. Alcohol affected his professional relationships and sometimes put his career at risk, as his unpredictable behavior made him difficult to work with. However, Reed's undeniable talent always brought directors back. Sadly, his drinking caught up with him in 1999 while filming Gladiator. He suffered a fatal heart attack after an intense drinking session in Malta, which reportedly included large amounts of rum, beer, and whiskey. Despite this tragic end, Oliver Reed is remembered as one of Britain's most iconic actors. His contributions to cinema remain timeless, and Gladiator served as a fitting final performance, showcasing his brilliance as an actor. To this day, fans remember Reed for both his magnetic screen presence and the cautionary tale his life represented. Richard Burton was a Welsh actor celebrated for his deep, resonant voice and powerful performances in films such as Cleopatra, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and The Spy Who Came In from the Cold. His immense talent earned him multiple Oscar nominations, and he became one of Hollywood's highest-paid stars. However, Burton was just as famous for his tumultuous relationship with actress Elizabeth Taylor and his well-documented struggles with alcoholism. Burton and Taylor's love story captivated the world, but it was often described as a roller coaster of passion and destruction. Their public arguments, fueled by excessive drinking, frequently made headlines. Burton was known to drink heavily, sometimes starting early in the morning and continuing throughout the day, even on set. His addiction affected his health and contributed to his sometimes erratic behavior, though his performances rarely suffered. One of Burton's lowest points came after his first divorce from Taylor, when his drinking spiraled further out of control. He later admitted that alcohol was a way to deal with the overwhelming pressures of fame and his insecurities about his acting career. Despite brief periods of sobriety, Burton never fully escaped the grip of alcohol. He passed away in 1984 at the age of 58 due to a brain hemorrhage, which many attributed to years of heavy drinking. Richard Burton's legacy endures, not only as a remarkable actor, but also as a reminder of how addiction can intertwine with genius, leaving behind a complex and lasting impression on the entertainment world. Peter O'Toole was an iconic British-Irish actor, best known for his role as T.E. Lawrence in Lawrence of Arabia, a performance that cemented his place as one of Hollywood's greatest talents. His charisma, striking blue eyes, and undeniable talent made him a global sensation, earning him 8 Academy Award nominations throughout his career. However, O'Toole's reputation off-screen was almost as famous as his acting. He was a notorious partygoer, known for his wild nights of heavy drinking that became the stuff of Hollywood legend. O'Toole's love for alcohol often led to wild escapades with other famous actors, such as Richard Burton and Oliver Reed. Despite his excessive lifestyle, he maintained a sharp wit and often joked about his drinking habits in interviews. The turning point came in the 1970s when O'Toole's health began to decline due to his years of alcohol abuse. He suffered from stomach ulcers and underwent a major surgery to remove parts of his stomach and intestines. His doctors warned him that continuing to drink could be fatal, Faced with this stark reality, O'Toole decided to quit drinking and focus on his health, though he continued to work in film and theater. Remarkably, O'Toole's sobriety did not diminish his brilliance on screen. He continued to deliver powerful performances in films like The Last Emperor and My Favorite Year. He received an honorary Academy Award in 2003 for his contributions to cinema. Peter O'Toole passed away in 2013 at the age of 81, having lived far longer than many had expected given his earlier lifestyle. His legacy endures as that of a legendary performer whose charm, talent, and resilience continue to inspire generations of actors and fans. Anthony Hopkins was celebrated for his powerful roles, particularly as Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, which earned him an Academy Award. With his commanding presence and haunting performances, Hopkins became one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. However, behind his success, he silently battled alcoholism for many years. He described himself during that period as reckless and lost, frequently blacking out and waking up in strange places without memory of the night before. His turning point came in 1975 when, after a particularly destructive incident, he realized he needed help. Hopkins credits Alcoholics Anonymous for helping him turn his life around. Embracing sobriety allowed him to focus fully on his craft, leading to some of the most memorable performances in film history. Today, he remains an advocate for sobriety and often shares his journey as a beacon of hope for others struggling with addiction. Stephen Fry is beloved for his quick wit and charm, known for his work on A Bit of Fry and Laurie, Wild, and countless documentaries. Despite his comedic brilliance, Fry's life was marked by personal struggles. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder, he often turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism for his intense mood swings and feelings of inadequacy. His turning point came after a publicized breakdown and suicide attempt in the 1990s. Fry decided to confront his mental health and substance use head-on, seeking professional help and using his platform to raise awareness about mental health and addiction. His candid discussions in interviews and documentaries resonated with millions. Stephen Fry's journey from despair to recovery has made him not only a celebrated entertainer, but also a voice of compassion and resilience, encouraging openness about mental health and addiction. Colin Farrell rose to international fame with his captivating performances in films such as In Bruges, The Lobster, and Minority Report. Known for his brooding good looks and natural charisma, Farrell quickly became a Hollywood leading man. However, with fame came the temptations of excess. His struggles with alcohol and substance abuse became widely publicized, often overshadowing his talent. Farrell's reputation for wild partying, public outbursts, and chaotic behavior led to strained relationships on set and personal turmoil. A pivotal moment came when Farrell realized the toll his lifestyle was taking on his mental and physical health. In 2005, he checked into rehab, determined to reclaim his life and career. The decision proved transformative. After achieving sobriety, Farrell reinvented himself, choosing roles that showcased his range and emotional depth. His performances in The Lobster and In Bruges earned critical acclaim, demonstrating his growth as an actor. Farrell has since become a respected figure in the film industry and an advocate for mental health and sobriety, openly discussing his journey to help others. Today, he continues to be one of the most versatile actors, balancing blockbuster films with intimate, character-driven roles. Keith Moon, the legendary drummer for The Who, was as famous for his explosive drumming as he was for his larger-than-life personality. Known as Moon the Loon, his antics became the stuff of rock and roll legend. Moon's destructive behavior often made headlines, smashing hotel rooms, blowing up toilets, and showing up drunk to public events. His affinity for alcohol fueled these wild incidents, earning him both fans and critics. Despite his reckless reputation, Moon ventured into acting, taking roles in films and TV that showcased his quirky charm. Unfortunately, Moon's addiction to alcohol and prescription drugs took a significant toll on his health and career. His inability to control his drinking led to erratic performances and damaged relationships within The Who. In 1978, Moon's life was tragically cut short when he died from an overdose at just 32 years old. His passing was a devastating loss to the music world, as he was regarded as one of the greatest drummers in rock history. Keith Moon's legacy lives on through his groundbreaking work with The Who and his enduring influence on drummers worldwide. But his story remains a cautionary tale about the perils of fame and addiction. Daniel Radcliffe became a household name as the beloved boy wizard in the Harry Potter series. Growing up in the public eye, Radcliffe carried the immense pressure of global fame from a young age. While he delivered critically acclaimed performances throughout the franchise, the intensity of his stardom began to weigh on him. After filming Wrapped, Radcliffe struggled to adjust to life outside of Hogwarts. In interviews, he revealed that he turned to alcohol as a way to cope with anxiety, self-doubt, and the constant scrutiny of fame. His drinking spiraled during his early 20s, affecting both his mental health and public image. However, Radcliffe made the brave decision to get sober in 2010. Since then, he has been candid about his recovery journey, hoping to destigmatize addiction and inspire others. Sobriety allowed Radcliffe to take creative control of his career, leading to standout performances in projects such as Swiss Army Man, The Woman in Black, and Miracle Workers. His resilience and ability to embrace diverse roles have earned him respect in the industry, proving that he is much more than a former child star. Today, Radcliffe is celebrated not only for his acting talent, but also for his advocacy and honesty. Robbie Williams shot to fame as a member of the British boy band Take That before launching a wildly successful solo career. With hits like Angels, Rock DJ, and Feel, Williams became one of the UK's biggest music icons. However, at the peak of his fame, Williams faced an overwhelming sense of loneliness and pressure, which led to a dangerous reliance on alcohol and prescription drugs. His wild partying and erratic behavior became tabloid fodder, fueling speculation about his well-being. The turning point came when Williams experienced a health scare that forced him to confront his addiction. He checked into rehab in the early 2000s and has since undergone multiple stints to maintain his sobriety. In recent years, Williams has been open about his ongoing struggles and the importance of seeking help. Despite his battles, Williams made a successful comeback, releasing chart-topping albums, performing at sold-out stadiums, and becoming a beloved TV personality. His vulnerability and willingness to share his story have endeared him to fans worldwide, reinforcing his status as one of the most enduring figures in British music. Amy Winehouse skyrocketed to fame with her soulful voice and raw, emotional songwriting. Known for hits like Rehab, Back to Black, and You Know I'm No Good, she was hailed as a generational talent who revived interest in jazz and soul music. Winehouse's unique voice and iconic retro look made her a global sensation, earning her multiple Grammy Awards. However, behind the success, Winehouse struggled with addiction to alcohol and drugs, exacerbated by a tumultuous personal life and relentless media attention. Her battle with addiction often played out in public, with paparazzi capturing her at her lowest moments. Despite attempts at recovery, including multiple stints in rehab, Winehouse found it difficult to escape her demons. Her decline became a tragic spectacle for the world to see. On July 23, 2011, the music world was devastated when Winehouse passed away from alcohol poisoning at the age of 27. Her death reignited conversations about mental health and the damaging effects of fame. Today, Winehouse's legacy lives on through her timeless music and posthumous documentaries that shed light on her life and struggles. Fans continue to celebrate her talent while mourning the loss of what could have been. George Best was a legendary Northern Irish footballer whose dazzling skills on the pitch earned him comparisons to soccer greats like Pele. Best became a global star during his time at Manchester United, helping the team win the European Cup in 1968. With his charm, good looks, and playboy lifestyle, he was often referred to as the fifth Beatle. However, his fame came with a cost. Best's love for nightlife, combined with his growing addiction to alcohol, derailed his career and personal life. Despite brief comebacks and moments of brilliance, Best's struggles became tabloid headlines, overshadowing his athletic achievements. His financial troubles, failed relationships, and public outbursts fueled by drinking tarnished his image. Best's turning point came too late. Years of alcohol abuse led to liver failure, and he underwent a liver transplant in 2002. Unfortunately, He could not maintain sobriety and passed away in 2005 due to organ failure at the age of 59. Best's story remains a cautionary tale of how fame and fortune can be both a blessing and a burden. Yet his legacy as one of the greatest footballers in history endures, with fans still revering his brilliance on the field. Dudley Moore was a beloved British actor, comedian, and musician known for his wit, charm, and impeccable comedic timing. His breakout role in Arthur as a millionaire playboy with a drinking problem earned him an Academy Award nomination and cemented his status as a Hollywood star. Off-screen, Moore's life mirrored some aspects of his most famous character. Though he was adored for his humor and charisma, Moore struggled with alcoholism throughout his career. Despite his battles, Moore remained a dedicated performer, appearing in numerous films and using his musical talents to compose and play piano professionally. However, his addiction took a toll on his personal relationships, contributing to failed marriages and health issues. In the late 1990s, Moore was diagnosed with a rare degenerative brain disorder, progressive supranuclear palsy, which led to a rapid decline in his motor skills and speech. He passed away in 2002 at the age of 66. Moore's legacy remains a bittersweet reminder of a gifted entertainer who brought joy to millions while privately facing immense struggles. Christopher Hitchens was a renowned British-American journalist, author, and public intellectual known for his sharp wit, fearless debates, and controversial opinions. Hitchens authored best-selling books like God Is Not Great and was a regular fixture in political debates, taking on opponents with unmatched eloquence. He was famously open about his fondness for alcohol, often joking about his ability to write and debate while under the influence. In many ways, Hitchens embodied the stereotype of the hard-drinking writer and took pride in his reputation as a brilliant but flawed intellectual. While his drinking never seemed to dull his intellect, it became a defining part of his public persona. Despite concerns from friends and colleagues, Hitchens dismissed worries about his alcohol consumption. Tragically, in 2010, Hitchens was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, which he openly acknowledged was linked to his lifestyle choices. He passed away in 2011 at the age of 62. Hitchens is remembered as a prolific and polarizing figure whose unflinching honesty about his life and views resonated with admirers and critics alike. His legacy continues through his extensive body of work, which remains influential in journalism, literature, and political discourse. John Lennon was a British cultural icon whose influence extended far beyond music. As a founding member of the Beatles and a successful solo artist, Lennon became a symbol of peace, rebellion, and creative brilliance. However, behind his public persona, Lennon struggled with bouts of heavy drinking, especially during the tumultuous periods of his life. His Lost Weekend in the early 1970s, a period lasting over 18 months, was marked by public outbursts, strained relationships, and substance use, including alcohol. He was known for making headlines with erratic behavior during this time, such as being thrown out of nightclubs and disrupting events. Despite this period of instability, Lennon managed to reclaim his focus. He reconciled with Yoko Ono and shifted his attention toward family life and music, producing critically acclaimed works such as Double Fantasy. Tragically, his life was cut short in 1980 when he was assassinated outside his New York home. Lennon's legacy remains that of an unparalleled musical genius and a complex individual whose struggles with fame and personal demons were part of his story. Helena Bonham Carter is one of Britain's most beloved and eccentric actresses, known for her distinctive roles in films like Harry Potter, The Crown, and Fight Club. Despite her long and celebrated career, Bonham Carter has been candid about the pressures she faced in Hollywood. In interviews, she has briefly touched on how fame and the industry's constant scrutiny led her to struggle with moderation at times. However, unlike some of her peers, she managed to maintain control and never let alcohol affect her career or public image significantly. Bonham Carter has also spoken about how she found healthier coping mechanisms through acting, family, and creative outlets. Her resilience allowed her to thrive in both blockbuster films and critically acclaimed TV roles. Today, she remains an icon of individuality and strength, known for her daring fashion choices and powerful performances. Fans admire her honesty about navigating the challenges of fame while continuing to carve out a path entirely her own. Richard Harris was a celebrated Irish-British actor known for his commanding performances in films like Harry Potter and Gladiator. In his earlier years, Harris was infamous for his wild drinking habits and larger-than-life persona. He was a regular at pubs, where his stories of outrageous escapades became part of his legend. Despite his undeniable talent, his drinking often affected his relationships and professional commitments. Harris himself admitted that alcohol became a crutch during times of loneliness and insecurity, especially at the height of his fame. In the later years of his life, Harris chose sobriety after a severe health scare that nearly ended his career. He credited his recovery to a newfound dedication to his craft and a desire to make amends for the mistakes of his past. Harris's performance as Professor Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films earned him a new generation of fans and cemented his legacy. His ability to channel gravitas, warmth, and authority made his portrayal unforgettable. Harris passed away in 2002, but his body of work continues to be celebrated by film enthusiasts around the world. Vivien Leigh was a British acting icon, best known for her unforgettable roles as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind and Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire. Despite her stunning beauty and undeniable talent, Leigh's personal life was marked by struggles with mental health and addiction. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, a condition that contributed to erratic behavior, mood swings, and an increased dependence on alcohol. These challenges often affected her personal relationships, including her marriage to Sir Laurence Olivier. Leigh's addiction to alcohol became intertwined with her mental health battles, exacerbating her decline in the public eye. She often pushed through her struggles to deliver performances that were raw, emotional, and critically acclaimed. Tragically, her health deteriorated further in the 1960s, and she passed away in 1967 at the age of 53 due to tuberculosis. Despite the hardships she faced, Leigh's legacy endures as one of the most talented and complex actresses of her generation, with performances that continue to captivate audiences today. Elizabeth Taylor was a Hollywood legend whose beauty, talent, and charisma made her a global icon. Best known for her role in Cleopatra, Taylor's personal life was as dramatic as her on-screen performances. With a turbulent history of marriages, health issues, and public scandals, she turned to alcohol and prescription drugs to cope with the pressures of fame. Her addiction became more prominent in her later years, leading her to seek rehabilitation several times. However, Taylor's resilience became an inspiration. After achieving sobriety, she became a passionate advocate for addiction recovery and was one of the first celebrities to speak openly about seeking treatment. Her work in founding the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation further cemented her status as not just a movie star, but a humanitarian who used her platform to make a difference. Taylor passed away in 2011, but her legacy lives on as one of Hollywood's brightest stars, who showed that recovery and reinvention are always possible. Jude Law is a British actor, acclaimed for his roles in the talented Mr. Ripley, Sherlock Holmes, and The Holiday. Throughout his career, Law faced intense media scrutiny, particularly regarding his personal relationships and lifestyle. In interviews, he admitted that during some of the most stressful periods of his life, he turned to alcohol as a way to cope with public pressure and constant paparazzi attention. Despite these challenges, Law maintained a successful acting career, taking on roles that showcased his versatility and depth. He later adopted a more private lifestyle, prioritizing his family and well-being while continuing to work on high-profile projects like Fantastic Beasts and The Young Pope. His openness about his struggles with fame and coping mechanisms has resonated with fans, who admire his talent and candidness. Michael Gambon, widely recognized for his portrayal of Professor Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series, was a celebrated British actor with a career spanning decades. Known for his commanding performances in dramas like The Singing Detective, Gambon quietly struggled with alcohol dependence for many years. His battle with addiction remained mostly private, but it was known to have influenced his decision to step back from the spotlight as he grew older. Despite his personal challenges, Gambon left an indelible mark on the entertainment world with his profound ability to bring complex characters to life. His contributions to theater, film, and television earned him widespread respect and numerous awards. In his later years, he prioritized his health and retired from the stage, while continuing to be revered as one of Britain's finest actors. Gambon passed away in 2023, and his work remains a testament to his exceptional talent and resilience. Many British stars have faced the difficult battle with alcoholism, navigating the highs and lows of fame while managing personal struggles. Their stories reveal the immense pressure of public life. Some found redemption and inspired others, while some left behind tragic legacies. These journeys serve as reminders of the human side of celebrity and the importance of addressing mental health and addiction openly. Which story resonated with you the most? Do you believe the entertainment industry provides enough support for actors struggling with addiction? Or is more work needed to ensure they receive help? Let us know your thoughts.